Hello students, today we will cover the chapter of organism and population. Topic of this video is definition of ecology, organism and environment, in which we will study how major biome formation take place and major abiotic factors like temperature, water, light, soil. This video is for class 12, so let's start. So what is ecology? Ecology is a subject of science that deals with study of reciprocal relationship between organism and their physical and biological environment. So reciprocal relationship between organism and their biological environment is called ecology. There are four main levels of ecology, that are organisms, population, community, and biomes. Now let us talk about organism and its environment. So, what is the cause of variation in duration of temperature on the earth? Or we can say that what is the cause of distinct season on the earth? So cause of variation in duration of temperature is rotation of earth around the sun and tilt of earth on its own axis. These are the two reasons why there is variation in duration of temperature on the earth, or there are different seasons on the earth. Now let us look why there is formation of different type of biomes or habitat on the earth. Why are different biomes formed on the earth? The cause of formation of major biomes are: number one, variation in intensity and duration of temperature, because temperature is different in different places, which give rise to different biomes. And second, variation in precipitation, that means both rainfall and snow. So these are the two causes due to which different biomes are formed on the earth. Now this graph shows various biome distribution with respect to annual temperature and precipitation. The x-axis represent mean annual precipitation in centimeter, and the y-axis represent the mean annual temperature in degrees Celsius. So due to different temperature and different amount of rainfall, we have different biomes. These biomes are deserts, grasslands, tropical forests, coniferous forests, Arctic and alpine tundra. So on the basis of variation in precipitation and variation in temperature, these are the major biomes that are formed. We have to remember this graph. Now we will study major abiotic factors affecting different habitat. So first abiotic factor is temperature. We know that average temperature decreases as we move from equator towards poles. Now, according to tolerance of temperature, organisms are of two types: eurythermal animals and stenothermal animals. Let's talk about them. Eurythermal organisms are those organisms which can tolerate wide range of temperature, whereas stenothermal organisms are those organisms which can tolerate only a narrow range of temperature. So organisms which can tolerate wide range of temperature are eurythermal, whereas those which can tolerate only a narrow range of temperature are stenothermal. Now, since eurythermal organisms can tolerate wide range of temperature, they have a wide geographical distribution, whereas stenothermal animals, they are restricted in a fixed geographical area. So they are restricted in their geographical distribution. Example of eurythermal organism is human beings, whereas example of stenothermal organism is polar bear. Now let us talk about second abiotic factor, that is water. We know that life originated in water and is unsustainable without water. So based on the ability to tolerate salinity, salinity means concentration of dissolved salt in water. So based on the ability to tolerate salinity, we have two type of organisms, euryhaline organisms and stenohaline organisms. Euryhaline organisms are those organisms which can tolerate wide range of salinity, whereas stenohaline are those organisms which can tolerate only a narrow range of salinity. Now, the third abiotic factor is light. We know light is important for the process of photosynthesis. Now, small plants like shrubs and herbs, they are overshadowed by tall trees. So, these plants, these small plants like herbs and shrubs, they are adapted to photosynthesize under very low light condition. So herbs and shrubs can photosynthesize under very low light condition because they are overshadowed by tall trees. Under light, we have to remember the processes of plants and animals which are dependent upon light. Now, in plant, flowering is dependent on light, and that is called photoperiodism. And in animals, timing of their foraging habit means habit by which they search for food. Migratory activities and reproduction are dependent on light. In plants, flowering is dependent on light, and in animals, foraging habits, migratory activities, and reproductive activities are dependent on light. Now, another important point that is given in the NCERT is why red algae is only found in deeper sea. We have to remember that in deeper sea, only red algae is found, not blue or green. Now, why does this happen? Because in deeper sea, only blue light can penetrate, and only red algae can make use of blue light. So among all the algae, only red algae is found in deeper water or deeper sea. Now, the penetration power of light in water is blue light will penetrate the most in water, followed by green, then yellow, and at last red. Now, last abiotic factor is soil. Soil determines the type of vegetation in an area. So, what would be the type of vegetation in the area? It would be determined by the soil. If you have gained something from this video, please subscribe now to my channel Ramji Chopra, comment, share and like. Thank you.